Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently working on kicking out a couple of Cahokia's allies in this war. We should probably make this core, that'll be fine. We could call in Vinland, but why would we? I don't think there's really any reason to at this point. So this is reasonably fine. Let's just give these guys a seat in Senate. Looks good. And we need to get these sieges finished, right? That's the current goal here. Now Cahokia is attacking up over here. That's fully understood. We'll see if Spartania wants to go handle that. It would be great if they did, actually. I'd be very delighted. But for now, we're most interested in taking some territory right up over here. Just carving into Cahokia. We're going to take these guaranteed. 100%. That is absolutely happening. Spartania is heading up here. That's great. So they managed to succeed a siege over this way. That's understood. And yeah, Spartania heading up here, this is ideal. So that is absolutely great. Diplomatic insult CB on these guys? We won't forget this. Okay, so that seems fine for right now. Now this siege is over. That's great. We're going to move these guys up. There we go. Group them together. And I see these guys headed down this direction, so we're just going to move over to here for right now. But I want to piece Wichita out. Wait, that's Wichita? We can't negotiate a separate peace with Wichita. So that's understood. These guys, though, we can negotiate a second peace with, or rather a separate peace with. So that's fantastic. And we're just going to position here for right now. We lost the siege of Pythagora, that's understood, but Spartania is running around up over here. I'm hoping Spartania will actually do something up in this area. That would be nice. But we're working on freeing up our forces here. So this is now occupied by us, and I want to head down over here. Spartania is doing some battling over here, and I want to join that. So we're going to head up over this direction, maybe take back Ephes. The siege of this is over. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to group these together, and Lipan, we should, at this point, be able to separate peace. They're not currently accept that, though. They have zero reasons to accept it. Okay, so we're going to group these guys together, and I want them to come up over here and start a siege. We're just keeping an eye on Cahokia's movements up over this direction, and for now, this looks relatively good. So Spartania is taking back a bunch of territory out over here. These guys are sieging our capital. So we should probably go over and do something about that. Okay, they won this siege already. Well, that's unfortunate. They got our capital there, but it's not the end of the world. Spartania, I need you to come over here, buddies. So Lipan is offering us peace. I want to separate peace them, for sure. So we're definitely going to get this out of it, and we'll take whatever gold we can. Done. Okay, so that is dealt with. That's excellent. Next, we've got this over here. Now, we're at minus 6% here, and ticking war score is positive, but this is mostly because they took control of our capital, which is very unfortunate, right? Do we think we can win this? We'll be the defenders. We have a numerical advantage. We're down 1 Miltech from them. I don't know. I kind of want to give it a go. So that's fine over there. Now over here, we can see this is 6. Sure. So we're going to move our cannon over here and do something like that. We'll move these guys out over to here. Perfect. And I want to see how this goes. This is probably not going to go super well, especially not with them immediately rolling a 9. That's unfortunate. Okay. They definitely have higher morale and discipline than us and military tactics, so this is going to be a tough fight. I don't think we're going to win that, but that's okay. They gave up on this siege, so that's actually kind of worthwhile. So we're going to immediately back off over here. Okay, so losing this battle is not the end of the world. Spartania is running around doing stuff out over here, and our colony here is now self-sustaining. So there's nothing more to colonize out over this direction, so we could go to, like, Concho down here to try to get some additional terra incognita revealing. So that sounds great. We can get a state over here. Looks good. And then this will need to core 213. How much development is there? 19. Wow. Well, okay then. That's a lot of development. So Cahokia is occupying a bunch of stuff up over here, right? That's absolutely understood. So we're going to have these guys come on back. And this was kind of the plan, was that they would attack up over here. We're going to come on back, and we're going to come siege here. Excellent. I'm going to have these guys move up over here, because they're just kind of abandoning their own territory at this moment. So Spartania has forces up here. Spartania should have fought this, in my opinion. But whatever. Okay, so this siege is now over. Perfect. So we can group this together. Rebels have crossed the border up here. This is good for us, actually. I like it. Vinland is asking for military access. Who are they fighting? No one. You know what? I'm just going to call Vinland in here. Okay. So we're going to call in Vinland, and Vinland will start dealing with this up over here, most likely. So we can see that Spartania left this area, unfortunately. So we're losing this battle down over here. We'll see if Spartania arrives in time. They're on their way. So Spartania is going to fight this. And they're going to win that. That's perfect. That looks ideal, actually. I'm quite pleased with that. So that's great. I want this army here to head up over this direction. So that looks fine for now. There's a battle going to happen here. Spartania is going to stack wipe that. Wonderful. That was a Cahokian stack wipe. That is really good. I want these guys to come back down over here where they'll be a little bit safer. So that looks good. And we can just take this back. That's okay. Or we could do some Terra Incognita exploration up over here, but I don't think that's, strictly speaking, necessary. Wait a second. No, Finland is in this. Okay. They're just not really participating yet. Noted. That's fine. I'm not sure. Oh, they went up over here. Okay. So Finland is attacking up this way. That's kind of wild. But sure. That seems fine. So, not just separatists are going to be rebelling down over here eventually. We have a fort in this region. We have this army here. It should be reasonably fine. And I want to move this army up over this direction. So that looks fine. Spartania is taking this back right now. And Vinland is attacking up over here. So that looks good. So at this point, this has fallen. And we can place this force here. What do we have here right now? So this is 12 needed. Noted. So, I mean, our cannon are kind of useless still, unfortunately, because we still don't have naphtha. We're trying to get naphtha, but we haven't managed to do that yet. So I'm going to group these together, and we're going to split off our cavalry for sure. We need about that. And then these guys are going to come around over here. Okay. Chocolate imports, huh? Manpower recovery speed is great. So we're going to take that. So these guys, I'm going to have them come up over here. I'd love it if Vinland would fight Cheyenne here, and that's exactly what they're doing. Or not Vinland, Spartania fight Cheyenne. So they're flipping this to us. That looks perfect. So this looks very under control at this point. These guys are going to continue to grab some territory out over here. Excellent. I want to see what's up in this Terra Incognita. So let's go up here. And Cahokia is actually attacking Vinland up over here now. So that looks perfect. I'm very pleased about that. So we're losing money at this point. That's understood. This is mostly due to our army regeneration, I suspect. 8.54? That's not entirely due to that. Interesting. We are quite negative financially at this moment, so that is absolutely understood. We are going to need to make this core. We'll get that going. Overextension is definitely rough. Are we rooting out corruption? That's a decent chunk of it. Okay. Noted for now. Well, let's head up over this direction into the Terra Incognita. And let's just continue to grab some territory out over here. Now, the question is, how much can we even take? What are these guys offering? War reps? We're going to decline that. So what I'd really like to do here, unfortunately, Vinland is not attacking here, but for these guys, we can separate piece them, potentially. So that would be these guys. I'd like them to be our vassal. As of right now, they would not accept that, so that is understood. We're going to come down over here for now. And we are going to continue to attack down this direction for the moment. This siege is finally over, so we're going to send that force up to Cahokia's capital. Excellent. So this isn't enough to siege the capital. We're going to send these guys up there, while these are going to head into the Terra Incognita up here. I see this force running around over here, but it's not that big of a deal. So we're at 45% right now. Our war exhaustion is high, and that is understood. They've got this force right here. So that force is a little bit spooky. We can head out over this direction. Okay. Let's group these together for right now. They're definitely starting to turn their eyes on us. So the question is as follows. What can we get from Cheyenne? They wouldn't accept this because we don't control their capital. Vinland would need to do something about that. So the reason they're coming back over this way towards us is because Vinland and Spartania are both up over here, and they can't deal with that. So that is understood. We're going to move these guys out here and these guys in here, into the Terra Incognita here. So that looks fine for the moment. And the question is, how much can we actually take from Cahokia, right? So if we were to look to take something like this, that would be 99 peace offer value right there. That's 100 peace offer value. So they would not accept this, and that's understood. They have 138 reasons not to, but we will get there. So that seems fine. All we need to do is buy some time for them to take back the territory over here and whittle down the Cahokian military up over here. So that seems okay for now. This has fallen, and I would like to head around over to, ideally up over into the Terra Incognita here. I don't think we can go into this. So that's noted. Ah, look at this, though. Spartania actually fighting their army over here. That is great. We are very pleased to see that. Okay. So this force here, it's heading up through the Terra Incognita to make its way up here, although that's currently under siege by a small Spartanian force that is not actually making progress. Understood? Okay, so I'm going to send this army out over this direction. Looks good. Now, there are a lot of Cahokian forces out over here. That is absolutely understood. How close are we to our next Miltech? 3 years. Okay. So I'd love it if this siege would finish. Unfortunately, that's not going very fast because our siege weapons are broken because we don't have any naphtha. So that is absolutely a concern. Let's just head up over here and look at piecing out some of their allies. So right now, what I want to do is I want to talk to these guys up over here. So Roman vassal, they would accept this. Done. So they're pieced out. We have a force heading up here to do the same to Cheyenne. So that's looking good. We got a breach here, so that's great. And these guys, they're just kind of chilling over here looking at Cahokia's army. We're not going to win if Cahokia decides to fight us, and we don't have allies nearby. So let's walk away from this for right now. And let's have these guys head back over this direction for the moment. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to head back over here. And they're heading back as well. That's unfortunate, but we could head over to here and see about sieging this. I don't love the idea of sieging this, though, actually. I really don't. So let's not do that for the moment, and we can colonize down over here. Yes, I want to keep colonization despite our treasury issues. Separatists down here, that's expected. They have to contend with these forts, so that's not an issue. So Cahokia's capital will fall soon, and we're going to get our capital back very shortly. Any moment now, Spartania will deal with that. So that looks solid. And, Cheyenne, we can probably peace out now. So if we go to Cheyenne, we want them to be our vassal. There we go. And yeah, there's going to be a coalition. That's understood. So that's fine. Now what I want to do is I want to come down over here. And I want to just get as much of Cahokia occupied as possible. So they've got Wenro. I'm not sure where they are. They're right here. Okay, I don't really care about that right now. So that sounds fine. And we're going to see what all we can take here. We just need to get enough war score that they're ready to do this, right? That's what we need at this juncture. So for now, we can head out over this direction. We're kind of cut off over here for now. Excellent. And these guys, they're just sitting here. Let's head up over here for now. There's our capital back. Okay. At this point, I want to see what their opinion on this is. 110 reasons to not accept this. Easy enough. Okay. So this force here, they're going to continue to explore the Terra Incognita out over this direction. We're capping here. That looks good. And we'll get that finished in a moment. There we go. This down here is fine. Spartania's got that under control. Actually, that's Vinland. Vinland has that under control. Hopefully we finish this siege very soon. We're at 42% per roll, and that seems excellent. So up over this direction, this is fine. Muskogee Separatists out over here. We can send this force to deal with it, but to be honest, Spartania is probably on it. So yeah, that looks good. Cahokia's capital just fell. So we're now at 99% war score. I want to do Terra Incognita exploration while we can. Great Britain made fancy lenses. Good for them. So we're going to do some Terra Incognita exploration up over here. Looks good. I want these guys out over here. I want to be able to see basically everything within Cahokia at this point. So we're going to head up over here. I want to eliminate this army. We should be able to do that fairly easily. Okay, so that looks good. I want to head in over here. Cahokia is requesting peace, obviously. And I want to head down here. Okay. Beautiful. I want to head up here. So we're just doing some exploration at this point. We're going to peace out Cahokia very, very shortly. So I want these guys up over here. Beautiful. So this is looking fine for the moment, and Cahokia is pretty out of this war. No doubt about that. We finished up another colonization down over here. Let's send a colonist over. We're now net positive in our money, so that's great. We're very happy about that. We have too many diplomatic relations. Ooh, okay, so that means that we're net neutral on our right. This is fine. We're okay with that for the moment, and we're going to need more seats in the Senate. We'll get that done. So we finished our occupation here. We're going to head in here. There we go. And we're going to continue to head up over this way. Is this Vinland over here? Probably. This is probably Vinland. Eventually, we're going to want to turn on Vinland, but now is not the time for that. So I want these guys up over here. That'll be fine. We have no debate in the Senate. We'll deal with the Senate in just a moment here. And we'll just get these occupied for now. Okay. So we can see just about everything within Cahokia at this point. I'm going to have these guys head back over this direction for now. Beautiful. And we'll have these guys head down into our territory. Cool. So we're going to see how much of Cahokia we can take at this point, but it's not going to be a huge amount. So yeah, it's this. This is what we can take, right? Now Cahokia is going to be very upset about that. The coring amount of this is significant. No doubt about that. Who all is angry about this? Cahokia, Mescalero, Isleta. Okay, yeah, I don't actually care about any of this. Done. So that's great. We got a huge amount of territory out of Cahokia there. So that is a big, big power cut to Cahokia. Now, it's not necessarily, like, they're not out of the game, right? So we're definitely going to have to spend a little bit of time on them. Yeah, this is fine out over here. So we can have these guys get to drilling. Vinland is calling us in against Musica. We'll accept this. They're down over here, right? Where is this? Down here. Vinland at Columbia. I don't think we'll actually help them, is the thing. But we'll give them moral support. Sounds good. Okay, so down here we can give these guys a seat in Senate. Looks like we only needed the one seat in Parliament at this point. And we're going to have a big need of admin power. So we're absolutely going for admin power here. War exhaustion is okay for right now. Army tradition loss, I would prefer not to do that. We can placate the Dynatoy. That's fine. We could ignore a little corruption. We're going to be positive in our corruption. That's understood. Promote a meritocracy. That's okay. We'll ignore a little corruption. We'll lose some Navy tradition. And we'll grant minting rights. Okay, so there's 50 admin power. Now, we could grab Admin Tech 14. That's extremely valuable to us. However, we also need to core. We're currently focused on admin. I think I'm going to take the tech. Okay, there we go. That'll do for now. And then we can start working on some of these overextension causing cores. So we'll need to save up for some of this. As long as it causes overextension, we want to get it going relatively soon, right? So our war exhaustion is currently high. That's understood. And we're at 0 manpower. We'll get that back relatively quickly. I'm not too concerned about that. We absolutely need a lot of manpower, and we're at plus 10 right now. So we can do a little bit of rooting out of corruption here and be sitting about here. Now, our corruption is net positive right now. That's understood. Okay. Our colony out over here is self-sustaining. Sounds good. And we're going to come down and colonize over here, but we can't colonize there or here. So we're actually going to have to do one of these internal colonizations over here. That's the only location we can do. And we've got another colonist available, so let's get that going. We're going to run out of places we can colonize over here fairly soon, and once we do that, we're going to work on our development. So that'll be okay. We can make a state out over here. That's going to put us further in the hole on admin power. Okay. So that's all looking relatively fine for now. So I'm sure that Vinland has got this under control. I'm not too concerned about that one. We're going to need to wait until we've got, well, we should probably go to 216 here. So Separatists down over here, not a problem. I'm going to send this army to go deal with them. We do not have a fort nearby. However, we should mothball our forts even while we're at war here. So there we go. Spartania's actually got this under control. Cool. Okay, Roman peasants out over here. Forces are already on their way into both of these, so that's all under control. No issues there. Beautiful. We're going to come back over here. These guys are going to get drilling. These guys are going to get drilling. And then these guys are going to go back up over here for now. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. So they're heading back up over here. We still need some manpower, but that's not that big of a deal. Looks good. And we're net negative a little bit financially right now. This is not a surprise. So we're going to save up to 216 here. We're about to finish this core. So that's very, very good for us. That will drop our overextension significantly. Great Britain rivaled us. That is fine, I suppose. Okay. So once this core finishes, we'll be in a much better position. Separatists right down here. Understood. We're going to attack this. I'm going to unmothball this fort to buy us a little bit of time. Actually, Spartania is on the way. So we're going to let Spartania fight this. Beautiful. No issues. I like it. So we should be able to get a new mill tech quite soon. In fact, we can do it now. So supply limit and cavalry shock, done. So we can now see that we are 2 years ahead of time on Miltech. That's good. So if we check in on Britain, Britain is Miltech 18, so they're 1 Miltech over us, but that is relatively fine. We're fairly caught up on Miltech now, so that seems good. We need a lot of admin power, and we will get there. We're also eventually going to need to embrace global trade. So that's absolutely something we will do. Our overextension has dropped, which means our corruption is still going up, but that's because of unbalanced research. Yeah, that's going to be an issue because of our diplomatic power, so that's absolutely going to be an issue. Well, we'll see what we want to do about that. For the time being, I think it's okay. For the time being. But it will be a problem soon enough. We're going to be net negative on our... Actually, we're net positive on our diplomatic power right now. Right, because Spartania is only... Yeah, and this war's over. That's good. We're glad that we're out of that war. Spartania is currently only taking 3 per month. Okay, so that's slowing down our integration, but that's actually a good thing. We need the diplomatic power, so that'll be fine. We can seize land from estates. The Dynatory are a little upset right now, but on the next month's tick, they'll be happy. So that sounds good. And we can get started on this core now. So that'll be great. Spartan Particularis, we don't care about that. So we can now seize land, which we will do. There we go. And now it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue taking over some territory out over this direction. And we're eventually going to go after Cahokia again. They are now much weaker. They're fighting Pawnee. Okay. We actually might want to go after these guys, but they're still allied with Great Britain, and that is unfortunate. We'll see what we can do about that. Maybe Great Britain wouldn't be willing to join them. Right now, they would be. So there's that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.